I've referred to this in the past as the Jeremy Ross wind measurer thingamajiggy 6000. Certainly not high tech, but it demonstrates the kind of wind we're seeing out here. The president and CEO says that they are canceling third shift because of what happened inside the building behind me. The business was broken into by a bolt cutter. The lock clipped right off. Another letter was sent out, but when it arrived at the new address, Erdman wasn't living there. That's a violation of his parole. Sheriff's deputies tell us they're not familiar with the man at the center of this standoff and tell us he has no criminal record. Some call the 60-year-old globetrotter resourceful, brilliant, and rich. Marshals say a millionaire with enough cash to back up his calls. Developing situation here in Burlington will take you right to the activity. You can see over my left shoulder dozens of emergency responder vehicles. All the parties are pretty much on the same page. I'm apparently making lots of friends out here. Thanks, man. We're live at Summerfest. Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News. The flags outside this Milwaukee home are in good shape. We can't say the same for what's inside.
When it rains, it pours.
It's not a steady downpour, but a tireless trickle.
As you can see, drip, drip, drip.
What misses the buckets makes its way to the carpeting and eventually makes an impression on Burgee Rogers.
This has to be dripping from the second floor upstairs.
Inside the headquarters of Veterans Helping Veterans, you'll find the stark contrast of ornate art and tattered tiles, classical furniture, and modern heating needs.
If I was a smoker, I'd say smoke. But I'm not a smoker, so I'm cold.
Broken radiators have sent a chill throughout the house that only 2 weeks ago used to host veteran meetings. Rogers heads up a nonprofit whose mission is to help homeless vets. But during this visit,
oh boy, I didn't see this.
She's instead on a mission to find the next leak.
Sounds like something's running over here.
Lack of funding and time have taken its toll on this home and on the Women's Army Corps vet who served in Vietnam.
If I wasn't so stubborn, I'd give up, but I can't give up. I'm not a quitter.
The nonprofit has separate housing for veterans.
That one is worse.
That structure is boarded up and in need of greater repairs. It's been vacant for about 2 years, but once sheltered up to about 50 people at a time, with hundreds helped over the last 2 decades with Rogers' tough love.
Vets, they call you Mother Teresa. I say, come on, guys. I'm anything but Mother Teresa. You act up and watch out for me.
Now she's trying to keep her head and her nonprofit above water.
We're at a standstill.
The organization is asking anyone out there who might be part of a skilled trade, perhaps a plumber, maybe even a roofer, if you'd like to donate labor or some of your efforts, to give them a call. Once again, visit our website. It's fox6now.com.
And I heard 5 different gunshots, heavier than fireworks. Bang, bang, and then bang, bang, bang.
The sounds of gunfire were eventually drowned out by the call, officers down.
And they're both in pretty bad condition. You know, a lot of blood, a lot of kicking and screaming from them.
2 police officers assigned to the 2nd District stopped a suspicious individual for questioning.
The officers stopped a man on a bicycle?
Yes, sir.
Without provocation, he drew a weapon and shot both officers before they had an opportunity to draw their weapons.
Sounded like almost like Vietnam years ago.
The suspect fled the scene.
But before the massive police response, the K-9 units, dozens of officers on foot, some with assault rifles, some on horseback, some needed to tend to the wounded police officers.
Peek my head out and I see all these cops converging on the scene.
They were working on the one officer desperately.
As soon as I got to the scene, I told them, hey, I'm an EMT, let me help out.
Tom Aldana went from his job on 2nd Street to the job of life-saving.
I got gloves from one of the officers, and right away I started applying pressure to the gunshot wounds.
He stood by until emergency workers got to the crime scene.
As soon as the fire department got there, we were able to get hold of some occlusive dressings and seal those wounds more adequately.
Police say within an hour of the gunfire, officers with guns drawn located the man responsible for the shooting near 3rd and Walker.
A coordinated area search has produced a suspect and has produced a weapon.
We're treating this as an attempt homicide investigation.
We believe we have the right man.
Police Chief Ed Flynn tells us the man in custody does have a criminal record with the Milwaukee Police Department. Tonight, he is under special guard at the city jail. There are the games. The sounds and sights surrounding the holiday suds.
It's the green beer that did me in.
Thousands hit the Water Street bars.
A lot of people drinking a lot of alcohol with fine Irish music in the background.
If only that were true.
People have too much to drink and become argumentative, and we have assaults.
Come on, dude.
Why don't you keep walking there, boss? Why don't you keep walking? You take care of him tonight, all right?
People have too much to drink and drive, and they're dangerous.
Milwaukee police count their numbers in a roll call as some try to count their alcohol intake.
It keeps going.
If they had a little bit too much to drink, we're gonna make sure they get into a cab.
Taxi cabs. I promise you, I would never drive.
Appreciate it.
Policing the pavement, you'll find Officer David Gransart as he finds one violation
Can't be walking around with a beer in your hand, though.
after another.
You know you can't walk around with that, right? Why don't you do me a favor? Go ahead and pour that out right there.
You're not allowed to drink alcohol on Milwaukee sidewalks.
So hopefully it's a deterrent effect that people look left and look right and see some blue and decide to moderate the green.
If you're not doing anything wrong, you should have nothing against the police.
On bikes and on the lookout. Law enforcement hoping this holiday is marked by festivities rather than felonies.
Medicine!
All we're trying to do is just keep people safe.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says for the average weekend, they make 11 drunk driving arrests. They say last year during St. Patrick's Day, that number was 77. In between the stretch of road connecting Rome and Sullivan, Wisconsin, thousands assemble.
Look at the big fish.
I got some nice looking floats today. You're going to enjoy it.
They watch and witness something in between madness and genius.
What is that?
Lunacy and laughter.
Somebody got run over or something. Who cares?
Anarchy and artistry.
It's not a normal parade.
If you consider Dan Boss an artist,
It's showtime.
then his paintbrush is his Bobcat.
Faster, slower. Now you might have to just lower it a hair once it gets up 4 or 5 feet. Back her up.
If you'd call Boss a sculptor,
Looks nice.
then he's welding or melding machinery
Killer.
into a not-so-perfect piece, ready to roll out on display.
PVC pipe that's all haggard. A Batmobile car.
Double-decker school bus, huh?
Oh yeah, I forgot there's a pontoon boat on top too.
Welcome aboard the maiden voyage of the Big Johnson. Welcome to the 2011 Junk Parade.
It's amazing how much junk people have.
Something you don't see very often.
There are dozens of floats, each with a theme.
This is Junk Vegas.
Welcome to Junk Vegas.
Formed from a calamity of clutter, cocktail of adrenaline, engineering, and alcohol.
There's a little bit of beer involved always.
A mix of machismo, mechanized machinery, and did we mention alcohol?
A lot of alcohol, mostly alcohol.
We'd like to tell you this display is dedicated to the responsibility of recycling, but
It's about being irresponsible.
It's just about having fun.
It's the most fun we have all year. That's how boring life is around here.
but the community gets a return on their refuse.
It's a good way to raise some money.
Funds collected here go to the Sullivan Area Chamber of Commerce and local first responders.
Oh, look at this.
And firefighters are about to earn that cash as a Ford F-150 disguised as a big mouth bass catches fire.
A fatality?
Bass is gutted,
Casualty.
but this fish gets hooked on a line and towed away fine. Success is sometimes measured in merely getting to the end of the parade.
I'm a betting man and I have confidence in my junk.
To make it to the finish line. If we cross there safely, we'll be fine.
But it's a junk parade. You never know what they'll do.
Redefining the phrase art is what you make of it. Proving one man's trash is another man's pleasure.
Looks almost beautiful.
Jeremy Ross, Fox 6 News. Our big story at 10, a police department grieving. One of its officers killed in a car crash early this morning. Fond du Lac County investigators say a young boy died after he was hit by a truck in a parking lot. It happened last night in the village of Mount Calvary. Investigators say a 35-year-old man in a pickup was backing up when a 5-year-old boy ran behind the vehicle. The child was run over. He later died at the hospital. The names of the boy and driver are not being released at this time. The investigation is ongoing. One man is in the hospital and another in jail following a shooting overnight in Milwaukee. It happened around midnight near 27th and Burleigh. Officers say a 25-year-old man was shot and is being treated for serious injuries. They say a suspect is in custody. No word on what led to the shooting. New at 10, the winds of controversy over wind turbines. It is causing state lawmakers to weigh the price of efficient energy with public complaints. We've got more on the debate between power and health. Your time is running out to see the Real Pirates exhibit at the Milwaukee Public Museum. See what I did there? That's the pirate talk.
I got it.
I'll end it because we want to keep our viewers here. Pirates are leaving port on Memorial Day. The exhibit tells the story about the crew aboard the Whydah. It's a real pirate ship that sank 300 years ago. Features old artifacts from the crew and, of course, some of their loot, or their loot. Something like that.
Listen at you.
You know, I feel like I need a parrot, though.
You've been watching Pirates of the Caribbean or something.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad watch.
Yeah.
You know, I actually went to that this morning. Glad I did. Outstanding exhibit. They do talk like that. They talk a lot better than your impression.
I would hope so. Today was the official homecoming for Larry the Log Roller. This was some video when Larry was pretty much, well, rolling nothing. He's the 22 feet 4-inch fiberglass symbol of Wabeno. He was damaged a few months ago after a tree fell on him. Larry was cracked into 3 pieces, fixed up by someone who vacations there. Now he's back on a roll.
Standing tall.
Breaking news anytime, fox6now.com. See you later.
Good night.